Assalamualaikum. I'm Irfan Awan, and I'm going to compare between CAE and IELTS and advise the candidates that what they should do if they aim to get higher bands like 8 bands, 8.5 or more than 7 in each module. So this is an advice for them. If you haven't decided yet about what to do, whether you're going to take IELTS or CAE, so I'll give a comparison between the both, and it will be easy for you to decide. As far as IELTS is concerned, in speaking and listening, if you practice, if you train yourself well, you can easily get 8, 8.5 bands. But the issue is with writing. In most of the cases, students don't get more than 6.5 bands in writing because they're not language specialists and they don't know in and outs of the assessment in writing task. So there are two tasks, one is report writing, other is essay writing in IELTS, and mostly students are not successful if they require 7 bands in writing or more than 7 bands. There are a few cases only actually who get 7 bands in writing. So this is a drawback, or it's a setback for them, that they, even if they do very well in listening and reading, they can't get the required band, particularly in writing. And speaking also, in many cases students don't get more than 7 bands. So as far as CAE is concerned, CAE is comparatively new. It's there are fewer students in CAE. It's an alternative test for IELTS, and in CAE you listen twice, so you can get good score in listening. As far as writing is concerned, there are two tasks. First is compulsory task, that is essay writing, and same in IELTS you have essay writing, but the format is a little different in IELTS CAE essay writing, because in this essay there are 3 main points given. You're supposed to describe and explain 2 points given according to the theme of the essay what's given there. In task 2 again there is choice, and out of 3 questions you're supposed to attempt 1 question. There may be letter, email writing, a report, a review writing, or a proposal writing. So in this way students can get easily good score in writing task of CAE. And there is a trend set. I don't know what's the reason, but in most of the cases, even if you do perfectly well, if you do very well in writing IELTS, you don't get more than 6.5 bands, except a few students. That's an issue there. And speaking is the CAE speaking, comparatively that's an easier activity, because in 3 parts you have discussion with the other candidate, and the format is different. The time is 15 minutes also in CAE speaking, as we have 11 to 14 minutes in IELTS speaking. And in CAE speaking, first task is introduction, interview. So basically examiner facilitates you by asking you simple questions. 4 to 6 questions are asked about your hometown, about your education, about your family, about your likes, dislikes, where do you come from, how you learned English, and different questions, but simple questions, what your likes and dislikes. So these are personal questions, easily you can answer them. In part 2 of CAE, it's again pictures are shown, set of pictures. So you're supposed to explain and describe 2 pictures out of 3, and then decision making question is there. In part 3 again, it's a collaborative task between 2 candidates. Examiner give the prompts and you're supposed to talk on them. And part 4 is discussion again on the issues and questions raised in part 3. Examiner asks more questions to each candidate, then they discuss with each other. So I advise you that those students who aim for immigration and they need 8 bands, or they need 7 bands in each module, better you go for CAE. It's my personal advice to you, because mostly those students who get disappointed, who can't get required band in IELTS, they prefer to take CAE, and often they are successful in it. So with practice, with intensive work, with following the tips and tricks which are taught to you, easily you can take up CAE. And I also train for CAE. I have trained many students who have got very good score in CAE as well. And I'm the IELTS trainer. I train for OET as well. So you're welcome to get training from me in CAE as well, especially in Pakistan. Those students who actually couldn't get required band in IELTS, and those who are disappointed, and they, after attempting many times, if they are not successful, so I suggest them, advise them, to prepare for CAE, and I have good command on training of CAE and preparation on preparing for CAE, and I have trained many students. So you're welcome to get training from me, and you can contact me. You can study online, you can study face to face, you can take up classes, and my contact number is also there. So you're welcome. Thank you. With this I finish my lesson and a comparison between IELTS and CAE. So I think you have got some clear picture about what you should take up, and you know your scenario, and accordingly you can go for any test. But for higher bands, it's better to take up CAE. It's my personal advice. Thank you.